You can paint just like the master. Learn from his teachings of evil. Yes, we can.
Welcome, Reaper fans. Today we have the Rock. It is a huge miniature. This is going to be fantastic. Now, first of all, I want to thank Niels Weber, who is my patron, for giving me this for my birthday. It was a fantastic surprise and I am over the moon. It's going to take center place in my display cabinets. So thank you very much. So today we have the Rock. It is fantastic. I'll take it off the base there. It's going to be quite a simple paint. We're talking browns and dry brushing for all the wings. It's going to be fun to paint. It's going to be gorgeous. I've got a few gaps there, so I'll be filling in the gaps with my putty. I use plastic putty from Veleco, which is fantastic. So I will fill in all the gaps and I will give a base coat of brown to this miniature. The base itself I am going to leave as it is. This base actually looks very nice. It looks like it's got like a little elephant skull there. I'm going to paint the primer coat on this one grey because of the rocks, and I'll see how it looks. There isn't much detail on the base, but after I've added the flock in, we'll see what happens to that later. But for now it's just going to be a grey primer coat, so I will get that one primed. But this is going to be a very nice miniature and it's going to make a lovely display piece. So I will come back once I've got to the next stage. Here we have the Rock. I have already done the primer coat. I used Rhinox hide by Games Workshop for the primer coat, and now we are going to do all the wings. Now this is a fast coat of paint. It's a fast technique and it will be a dry brushing with I could call it a wet blending, because I will be using a lot of paint on my brush, and while the paint is dry I will be going into the other colours. So let me explain how this works. I have 5 colours. I am using Lone Star leather, I'm using rich leather, I'm using mustard yellow, buckskin pale, and bleached linen. Now each one of these will be added and blended onto the wings. It'll be a very fast process, but it gives a lovely effect and it does the job that's needed. Okay, so let's make a start. I'll see if I can hold the eagle up like this so you can see what I'm doing. There we go, in the camera. Now I'm going to start with the Lone Star leather, straight in, boom boom boom, going against the feathers, straight on, get the colour straight on there, just leaving the recesses dark. Bit more paint. All the way. Same on the other side. Once these coats are done, there will be a layer of ink wash that will bring out all the details. But what we're trying to get is the variation and the gradient on colours over the wings. So now I'm going straight into the witch leather. I'm adding a little bit of the Lone Star leather, and I'm going over again. There we go. Mixing in the colours, don't be shy. It's fantastic when you start mixing in your own colours. You just have the confidence to get the paint on your miniature, and if you make mistakes, you make mistakes. Who cares? Because you can fix it. You can go over where you've made mistakes and do it again. Now I want some variation in these colours, so now I am going into the mustard yellow, and I'm just going to add a hint while it's still wet to this extra levels here going along the edges of the feathers. And once again, like so. Second level of the feathers going down with the feathers on the tips. While the paint is wet, it's doing the work for you and giving it a lovely effect to the feathers. And once again on this side, just going along the feathers, the tips of the feathers on each one. There we go. And again. And see the effect already? It's looking beautiful. When that dries, the brightness will tone down. Plus I'll be putting a very light ink wash over this as well. Okay, let's go to the next part. Now I want the last feathers to be a much lighter colour, just to give another variation. So I'm going to use the mustard yellow. I'm going to mix in some buckskin, pale, take that off, and I'm just going to go on to the last feathers at the bottom. Always work against the feather, so you're going up the feather, keeping that nice dark edging. Again, we'll mix some more colour. Keep that edging on the end. There you go. And like I say, there will be an ink wash. This will blend the colours in. Like I say, super fast, super quick, and looks fantastic. So we'll do the same over here. Going on the edge of the feathers, leaving it nice and dark towards the edge, the centre, sorry. There we go. Let the dry brush bring out some of the detail on each of the wings, because what will happen then is we'll add that ink wash later, and that will bring out all the flavours of the wings, and that will look fantastic. So there we are. Now, look at that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use some of the pale, and we're going to mix it in with our bleached linen. Now we're going to take much more paint off the brush this time, because again, this is going to the tips. We just want the tips just with a hint of brightness on the ends, just to give a lovely effect to the ends of the wings. Remember, go against the wing, like I showed you doing houses or the other scales, the dragons. You always go against the grain, and that will give you the edging highlight that you need. There we are. We're just going along these last ones here, and that's just bringing out the edge of the wings, which makes it look gorgeous. Gives it a nice lighter effect, almost like the skies shining through the feathers. And then you go, oh, I like that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, a bit more white. I'm just using only the pale now, taking off the excess. Ping, ping, ping on the end of the feathers. Sorted. Absolutely beautiful. There we are. What I'll do with this is I will let that dry and I'll come back. But what we do then is we go over with a light brown ink wash. That will take any chalkiness away from the dry brushing. It will blend everything in and you'll get the shadows going all over the wings. While the wings are drying, I will give the base a black ink wash. I've already given it a grey primer, and I'll give that the black ink wash now, and then I'll come back and we'll get back on with the rock. So I've finished all the feathers on the miniature now. I've also given the base a black ink wash. I will now go over that and dry brush with my stone effect, and I'll get the base finished and come back with this one. On the bird, I have now added yellow to the feet, black for the claws, the beak's been yellow, and we got a nice pink for the mouth. I have got to do the eyes, but as you can see, I've added the light ink wash like I said I was going to, and it's come out beautiful. Got a lovely shading over the whole miniature now, and again on the back. And what the ink wash has done is it's blended everything together. It's taken away the brightness and it's lowered so it feels and looks more realistic. I've finished the base, and I thought I'd just show you what I've done with the base, because once you place the eagle on top of the base you can't see much of what I've done. So I've painted the rim all round in nice black, and it really shows off the base nicely. It's a nice contrast between the base and the actual miniature. The rocks, I have used the stone effects, and I've added some green, and I have given them a little bit of a brown ink wash on certain areas. I have added some little shrubs and some flocking of some grass, and I think that looks lovely. So that's the base done. So here we have the finished miniature. I'm going to give you a 360. I think this miniature came out beautiful. I'm very happy, and it's a fantastic miniature. So we'll do a nice little 360 for you. This is going to be a very hard miniature to take a photo of because of the angle. I think I'll probably take a photograph from the top and one from the bottom. But look at those wings. Ah, that's nice. I'm super happy how that turned out. Absolutely beautiful. That is one nice miniature. With the eyes of the eagle, I did them yellow with black. I of course went onto Google and checked to see what the eagle's eyes look like, and it was yellow and black. So I kind of took inspiration from there. I always recommend Google Photos, and you'll find loads of things that'll give you inspiration for your miniatures. I just thought I'd better give you another little look-see at this on the underside, because you're not getting the full effect of how lovely the paint job came out. I just wanted to show you the under of the wings, the eyes, claws. I mean, this came out fantastic, and sometimes it just doesn't do it justice doing a little 360, so I just want to show you how it's all come out. I mean, I am so happy how that came out. I mean, you saw how fast that was painted, and it came out beautiful. So there we are. Next week we'll be painting the Hydra. This is from the Rupert Miniatures Bones line. Another beautiful miniature. If you like my work, please support the channel by subscribing, and if you want to have your name added to the end credits of all my videos, you can become a patron, and that will help support my channel. Hope you enjoy all my videos, and I will see you next week. Until next time.
Nobody knows the troubles I've painted. Nobody knows my paintbrush. Okay, you can all go now. Please, leave me alone!